Hey guys, my name is Kayla Rain, and today I'm doing my July recommendations, and this month I am recommending series. I am excluding trilogies or companion novel series because I would like to do a separate recommendation video for those sometime down the line. So today it has to be a book series of 4 or more books that all come together and have pretty much the same characters, so they're not just companion novels in the same world or whatever, but let's just get right into the recommendations. So the first book that I'm going to be recommending today is A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. And this seems like such an obvious choice, but I feel like there are a lot of people that are kind of afraid to get into this world because it's such a massive series. But guys, it's summer. Some of you guys might be out for school. Some of you guys might be taking a vacation soon, and this is just a great little not so little book to bring along with you. Honestly, the series is a little bit easier to get into than I initially thought. But if you have been afraid to get into the series, I highly recommend you just dive right in, throw caution to the wind, and just give it a try. You will not be disappointed, I hope. And for those of you who are still kind of hesitant to get into that, I'm going to recommend the Falling Kingdoms series with the first book, Falling Kingdoms. This is by Morgan Rhodes, and it is going to be a 6-book series. There are 3 books out currently. I read this before I had gotten into the Game of Thrones world, but before I picked it up, I heard it heavily compared to Game of Thrones in that it's more of a young adult, more condensed type version. So if you just kind of want a condensed feeling of a Game of Thrones and you kind of want that epic fantasy feel with multiple point of views and you got your good characters and your bad characters and you get to read about them all, highly recommend the Falling Kingdom series. I've heard some, hit or miss things about it from other people, but I enjoyed it. And then just a really easy series to get into and finish is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series. This is a 5-part book series. It is complete, so you can get all of them right now and just marathon read them. And this follows a main character named Percy Jackson who finds out that he is actually the son of a god. And it just follows his adventures and it all comes together really well. You get to see one particular plot line go throughout all of the books, so you get to see these other little subplots here and there that are just really fun to follow. And this book is incredible. This book series is fantastic. It's middle grade, and it's just one of the most well-written middle grade book series I have read in a long time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Power read it like back in September, and I just kind of want to reread it. It also has a spin-off series, so you can really get into this world and just devour it all. For another middle grade, I have the Charlie Bone series. This is the 5th book, and I just happened to grab it off the shelf when I was gathering up the books for this video, so yeah, this is another one of those middle grade series. It's a little bit on the younger end of middle grade. I remember reading it around age 10 or 11, and I just loved it. I recently picked up the series again. Well, not that recently. It was actually in 2014, but that still feels pretty recent to me, guys. But I picked up the series again, and it's still just really magical and wonderful. It follows this boy named Charlie Bone, and he finds out that he has special gifts, and it has this paranormal aspect, and he gets to go to Bloor's Academy, which is a school for gifted children, both intellectually, artistically, and in the paranormal sense as well. So it's just really cool, very Harry Potter-esque. I've heard it compared to that book series a lot, and I would say that that's accurate because it does kind of have that Harry Potter-esque feeling, boarding school, magical elements, paranormal stuff going on, and it is just a really fun book series to read, very easy to get through because, like I said, it is written for the younger middle grade people and adults if you want to read it, which I recommend. And then, if you just want to read something highly adult, I recommend the Sookie Stackhouse series. This is not the first book because I have lost the first book in the series, which is unfortunate. But if you have somehow escaped watching True Blood, it was a pretty faithful adaptation towards the beginning. I highly recommend that you pick up this series. They are creeptastic and sexy and just such a guilty pleasure read for me. I highly, highly recommend this series if you just want something that's a little bit risque, paranormal, and just delicious. Okay, that is it for my recommendations today. I know some of them probably felt like obvious choices, but they're obvious choices for a reason, because they're well-loved series that you should totally get into. If you have read any of those series, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about them, and go ahead and throw out some series recommendations in there too if you want to, because I love a good series. There's just something about being able to pour yourself into a world over a longer period of time that is just wonderful for me as a reader. I just want to just be in that world, if that's okay. So I love series. Anyway, that is it for today's video. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird. I just pulled this one off the shelf because it's the books.